Let's change tracks and touch base with the management of Coal India. The case for a chat here being that production offtake continues to be still below targets. Coal linkage auction for non-regulated sectors is something on the anvil, and coal evacuation infrastructure capabilities have yet to come online, so to speak. Mr. Anil Kumar Jha, CMD of Coal India, joins in for a frank conversation. Mr. Jha, it's great to have you on the show. Thanks very much for taking out the time. So, FY19 so far has been Coal India's output, and offtake targets have been sharply missed. What's the reason behind the same, and is this just a one-off? What's a trend in the making that you foresee?
Good morning, ma'am. In the financial year 17-18,
carry on with your answer.
can you hear? In the financial year 17-18, Coal India has produced 567 million tons of coal, and it has dispatched 580 million tons of coal. In the financial year 18-19, our target is 610 million ton of coal production and 610 million ton of coal dispatch. But seeing the higher demand, we have raised our internal target to 652 and 680 as far as production and dispatch is concerned. In the first quarter, we have produced around 137 million tons of coal and we have dispatched around 155 million tons of coal. Our production is 15% higher than the corresponding period last year, and our dispatch is around 12% higher corresponding to the last year. In the power sector, we have dispatched 15.4% more than the corresponding period last year.
But Mr. Jha, the view in the market is that yes, you may have delivered these numbers, but they are way below expectations and the targets lay out. What is the problem, and can you attain your production target of 630 million tons in FY19? Do you believe the company is still on course to achieve that?
We will definitely produce our target.
To that.
We will definitely achieve our target for the financial year 18 and 19, ma'am.
Okay, good to hear that, Mr. Jha. Also, sir, you had commenced tranche 4 of e-auction for non-regulated sectors after, as we understand, a very long wait. What's been the response and the kind of average pricing?
The response has been very good. I am not exactly aware about the pricing, but response has been very good.
Rough estimate of the pricing, though?
There has been increase in the pricing, but I don't have the exact picture with me.
Fair point. What about supply to the power sector, sir? Because there have been a lot of concerns about the lack of availability to the power sector. What's really the status right now?
There is not lack of availability, there is lack of stock. Whatever coal we are supplying, that is being consumed for day-to-day production of power, but they are not in a position to build up stock. You will kindly appreciate that thermal power generation has registered a growth of 106%, whereas all other modes of power has shown a declining trend. So thermal power has come for their rescue. So whatever coal we are supplying now, that is primarily used for generation of power, and they are not in a position to build up the stock. With monsoon setting in, I think there will be a lower demand as far as thermal power is concerned, and during that period they will be able to make up their stocks.
Okay, fair enough. Mr. Jha, there is one more aspect that we want to touch upon. What about the existing evacuation infrastructure? Rake availability is still lower than your requirements. Could you give us a sense on, as your dispatches increase, how will you handle evacuation?
It is not exactly shortage of rake. Actually, wherever we need rake, there is some logistic problem somewhere. But as on whole, we are getting rake, and there is a growth of 10% in rake loading. Average rake loading in 18-19 compared to 17-18, there is a growth of 10%. Plus, you will appreciate that volume of transportation has increased. So, to cope up with those increased transportation, Coal India has taken a very great initiative in commissioning of 3 very important railway line. One line is Jharsuguda-Sardega railway line. Its length is 53 kilometers and it will evacuate coal from Ib Valley coal field. The line has already been commissioned a month back and transportation has started. It will reduce load on railway network. There is another rail network is Tori-Shivpur in the state of Jharkhand. That is also likely to be commissioned within 2-3 months and it will also lessen the burden on the Indian railway network. A third rail line is also coming up in the state of Chhattisgarh, which will take care of Korba coalfield and it will further improve the transportation capability of Indian Railway and transportation of coal from Coal India sidings.
Okay, having established that, e-auction realizations had seen a sharp surge. Has that continued? I know you were wanting to not give us a number, but could you give us an indication of the broad trend there?
In the first quarter of 18-19, we have offered around 37 million tons of coal for e-auction, and out of that 28 million tons has been booked.
Okay. And at what pricing was that booking done?
I don't have the exact figure, but there has been a rise in the price also. But I don't have the exact figure now.
The price? I know you addressed this answer earlier, but how much has been the rise in the price, sir? Indicatively, in percentage terms?
I don't have the exact figure now with me, ma'am.
Okay. Okay, FY18 also saw about 67 mines being downgraded. Can we expect a regradation this year too? And again, you know, sir, if you could just help us with some indication on where the average realization trends have been witnessed by you so far.
As you are aware that coal is a heterogeneous material. So, coal is a heterogeneous material, there is always an issue of quality. Keeping that in mind, almost all mines of Coal India has been regraded by Coal Controller Organization, and we have assessed the actual coal quality, and based on that grading has been done. That process has been completed in 17-18, and now almost all mines of Coal India has been graded. So, coal grades have been declared, and I don't think there will be any further issue in financial year 18-19.
Mr. Jha, such a pleasure speaking with you today. Thank you so much for taking the time out and chatting with us.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Okay, good to speak with you today. That's Coal India talking about where they actually see the trend, if not the individual numbers really, in terms of where the realizations and the kind of output numbers that you're going to see after what we've seen in the month gone by.